Good morning, students. So let us start with the unit 2, that is materials. Okay, so actually what is the meaning of materials? You see here, materials form a substantial portion of total cost, and hence utmost care should be taken to see that there is no unnecessary loss or wastage of material. Okay, the term material denotes the commodities or substances supplied to factories with the objective of converting them into finished goods. Okay, nothing but the raw material is required to what to production. Okay, so that raw material which we have purchased, that is called as a material, or may be called as even a inventory also. Okay, so nothing but the raw material which we have purchased and used for the production purpose. Nothing but the raw material is converted into a finished goods. So for converting those finished goods, the raw material is required. That raw material inventory it is called. Okay, so here in material also we have a direct materials and indirect materials also. So what is the meaning of direct material? Direct material is a material that can be measured and charged directly to the cost of product. It forms a part of finished product and easily identifiable with the product. Material specifically purchased for a specific job, contract, process or order is also direct material. Materials are also called direct materials when they satisfy the following characteristics he has given. Nothing but the direct material is nothing but the material which is directly measured in the cost, that is called as a direct material. So here we have some example over here. Seema. Examples of such material include wood in case of furniture. Nothing but here what happens is, we'll purchase a wood. That wood is converted into furniture. Cotton is converted into cloth. Sugarcane is converted into sugar. So these comes under direct materials. Okay. Next, coming to the indirect material. So indirect material is that material which cannot easily identify to a specific job or contract. So here what happens means, in case of direct material we can easily identify it. That means if a table is prepared, the table is prepared by what? With wood. Okay. So sugar is produced by what? With sugar cane will produce. That is directly we can know it. But in case of indirect material, we can't say that this product is prepared by this material only. We can't say that. We can't identify that. Okay. So materials are said to be direct when a direct relationship cannot be indirect. When a direct relationship cannot be established between material used and a specific production units. Okay. So indirect materials. So here we can take an examples of the indirect materials also. Okay. See here, lubricant, cotton waste materials are used for service department. Some materials, although forming a part of product, may not be treated as direct materials as they use it comparatively in small quantities. So here what happens means, certain products they will prepare that we can't say that this product is prepared by this only. Okay. So here, Seema here, dressmaking, nails used in furniture, glue used in book binding, polishing compound used in vessels, manufacturing and so on. I understood here. So here, thread used in dressmaking. Nothing but material you see. In that material, we can't see that swing a thread. Okay, which type of thread is used in that we can't see it. Okay, in furniture is that. In furniture also we can't identify some of the nails. And for binding a book, which kind of glue we have used, that also we can't find it. So those all comes under indirect material. Okay, everything is okay, material. So why we are learning a material topic means here, actually it is a cost accounting. Cost accounting nothing but in factory, for producing a product, how much of cost is done. Already I have said in unit and output costing here. So here why material means nothing but how much of material we have to purchase and where the material should be stored. Over there. Okay, in how much of price, for how much of price we have purchased material. So here we have a different types of procedures and problems also. So once you see here, store keeping and bin card. Even bin card is important for short question mark. Okay, bin card is nothing but what happens means, we will keep some space for storage of material. Okay, we'll keep some storeroom or anything, we'll produce sorry, we will keep the material over there. Here bin card is nothing but, you see here, the stores are normally divided into racks, which are further subdivided into small spaces. All these spaces are known as bins, and for one item of material one bin is allotted. Nothing but here, for producing a one product, different kinds of raw materials are required over there. So here what happens means, in bin card what they will do means, they will keep like a racks over there. In each rack they will keep one kind of raw material over there, one kind of raw material, and they will give a number for that bin, number for that bins. Okay, so in one bin card one kind of raw material. If suppose we want to produce a books, so what are required for producing a book over there? Papers are required. Papers, nothing but for preparing a paper also, what would we require? Wood for one rack. Okay, after from wood it, next what are required ma, they will that from wood it will prepare from wood we have to produce the paper. Okay, so what happens for paper, one bin. Or else if suppose they have purchased directly raw material as a paper, for paper they have to store at one place now, for that one bin. Okay, for that kind of one bin they have to keep. After paper, for that book what are required? Binding purpose material is required. The binding purpose material should be kept in one rack. So separately we have to maintain, separately we have to keep all the materials here. So this is nothing but, that is called as a bin card. This is very important even for short. Okay, very important for short. So now let us start with the stock levels. So in stock levels, you see ma, here in stock levels we have a five methods here, 5 formulas we have. Once you see here, so minimum stock level, maximum stock level, reordering stock level, and average stock level, and danger level of stock. Totally 5 stock levels we have here. So this is one kind of method or problem over here. So here, see here, minimum stock level formula is reordering level minus normal usage into normal reorder period. Okay, next maximum stock level formula, reordering level plus reorder quantity minus minimum usage into minimum reorder period. Next, reordering level. So here we have seen the reordering level. First of all, we have to find the reordering level. For finding the reordering level, what are the here? See ma here, reordering maximum consumption into maximum reorder period. We have here 2 formulas, reordering minimum level plus consumption during the time required for getting a fresh delivery. Okay, next average stock level. You see here, average stock level is equal to minimum stock level plus half of reordering quantity. Next, danger level formula. Danger level is equal to average rate of consumption into emergency delivery time. Okay, so these are the 5 stock levels. Okay, in the next class I am going to explain these 5 nothing but I am going to explain these 5 formulas. Okay, and first of all, here what you do is you learn these formulas, 5 formulas. Even it is important for long and also for short. Okay, here we have a stock levels, EOQ, and price issues. Total 3 types we have. So next class I am going to explain these stock levels. Okay.